He burned out working 80-hour weeks at his startup. He hit rock bottom, started over working just 4 hours a day.
My belief is that 1 hour of deep work is better than 8 hours of shallow work.
Now he's got 1.1 million in monthly revenue, 2.6 million followers, and it all started with throwing his calendar away.
Your LinkedIn profile is productivity run into the ground.
Ever felt like you're just trapped in this hustle culture, working crazy hours, but barely moving forward? Here's something wild. What if working less could actually make you more successful? So today I'm breaking down how Matt Gray went from sleeping under his desk at his startup to building a $1.1 million monthly empire working just 4 hours a day. And wait until you see the strange mindset shift that took him from burnout to breakthrough. It goes against everything you've heard about success. And by the end of this video, you're gonna learn his complete system for working less and making more. But first, let me show you why hitting rock bottom was the best thing that ever happened to him. As you can see, in the last 10 years, over 1,000 people have asked me how to start my business. The truth is that they're all paralyzed by these limiting beliefs. But let's rewind to Matt's Bitmaker Labs coding bootcamp startup, where he says this: I was in the office from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. building Bitmaker. I swore by hustle culture and the no days off mantra. I had no freedom. So when you think about what his typical day looks like, it's 18-hour workdays, sleeping at the office, missing every family event, zero personal life, and no time for health, and just this pure nonstop grind. From the outside, it looked like this hustle was working, but underneath that success, Matt was just trapped by stories he kept telling himself about how more hours equals more success, rest is for the weak, hustle is the only way. Lots of us live by this. And no days off means more growth. Sleep when you're dead. And these are the chains that held him back. So here's the timeline. At 20, he was selling craft dinner. Started his first business at 21, and then you fast forward looking through all this and he launched Soulful Entrepreneur. And on paper, right, like this looks successful, but this is something in 2022 that Matt discovered that changed everything for him. It's your belief system caps your income. So if you think about this for a second, it's not your network that holds you back. It's not even the expertise that stops you. It's the stories that you tell yourself. He had a session with Ali Abdaal that I watched multiple times. And Matt pointed out how creators settle to charge for $1,000 to $2,000 a year. That's what Ollie's doing with his part-time YouTuber Academy.
Let's start with, what's the price you're thinking of for this?
Yeah, we were thinking $1,000 to $2,000 a year.
I was initially thinking, like without knowing much, that you would price this at like say 5K for 90 days.
But it's simple limiting beliefs. I can't charge more for that. I need more followers first. Nobody will pay premium prices for me. I'm not the expert. Market won't support it. These are just fears disguised as facts in your mind, because what Matt did next was what really shifted everything. When everyone was preaching hustle harder, Matt discovered something that would flip the successful script. It's not about managing your time. It's not about mastering energy. He said, when I felt unfocused, I would run. When I felt uninspired, I would read. When I felt upset, I would breathe. If I felt burnt out, I would seek nature. If I felt tired, I would go for a walk. And if I felt lonely, I would phone a friend. I slowed down, relaxed, and came to learn that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. But here's what, to me, makes this really fascinating. This wasn't just some feel-good philosophy. Matt turned it into a real system with real results. And in 2023, it was $8.7 million, all while working just 4 hours a day. How does working less lead to earning more? Well, Matt's breakthrough insights are basically your body speaks before your business crashes, right? He developed what he calls the Reset Toolkit, a system for maintaining peak performance without burning out. I slowed down, Matt says, and came to learn that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And if you think about that for a second, most people will push through fatigue, ignore warning signs, fight their body signals, wear burnout like a badge, and celebrate exhaustion. And Matt did the opposite. He honored his energy cycles, listened to warning signs, worked with his body, prevented burnout, celebrated balance. Results speak for themselves, and his daily routine shifted from 16-hour workdays, constant exhaustion, zero family time, scattered focus, burnout cycles, to these 4-hour focused work sessions. And most creators burn out because they just ignore these signals. But this energy system was just the foundation for Matt. Matt applied this to his content strategy and his results. They're about to make everything you know about social media growth look outdated. So let's jump into Matt's content repurposing machine, because this is really what I find fascinating. Most creators post content and hope for the best, but Matt built this multifaceted system that turns single posts into viral gold mines. And check out these two posts, right? You can see that he drew the picture. Look at this, 24,756 reactions and then 13,975. So this handwritten piece 2 years ago expectation versus reality. Here's Matt's exact LinkedIn content manipulation framework. You start with your long form posts and show some value of some kind, and then you can transform it into a carousel, convert it into well-designed infographics, similar to what he's done here with this image, and then create hand sketched versions. That's the personal touch, and that's what he does today. And the timing does matter. One thing that he does do is repurposes across platforms. One Twitter thread for him became 5 strategic tweets, 2 TikTok videos, threads, Instagram stories. And it's never about posting more, it's about posting smarter. And speaking from multiple platforms, that's what Matt did next to redesign this creator economy. While some creators are going to struggle to grow on one platform, Matt built an empire across 7. So let's break down his current reach. He's got 2.6 million followers across all these platforms, but when you go back to 2015, Matt's first LinkedIn post got 5 reactions and 3 comments. This was one post 9 years ago. You'll see 9 years ago, 5 reactions, 3 comments. From 2015 to 2021, right? 195 posts. There's 365 days in a year. And look at the totals here. This is for all of these years. And then when you break down 2022, this is when it really started picking up for him. 360,000 reactions, comments, and reposts. From here into 2023, 286 posts, 304 reactions. So it did go down, but look at the difference in post volume, right? And comments went up and reposts went up. And then we get to 2024 and we're not even through the year yet. And he's already accelerated the number of posts. The reactions is 3x, the comments is double, reposts is, what is that, 4x? What he did was he developed this content GPS system that allows him to do these things through 4 ways. Grow your audience through social content, organic social media, build your personal brand. And he's been doing it on YouTube, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Then converting these audiences, this audience of followers into subscribers. So he uses ConvertKit, I believe, and then generates from the newsletter. That's the core thing for his business that turns them into customers for Founder OS. He posted this. I went from 0 to 48,000 Twitter followers in 12 weeks. And his newsletter was the same thing. If you follow the growth of the newsletter, he's now at 171,000 followers. It started 2 years prior, 27,000, all through the growth of the social media platforms. Looking at his revenue timeline of April 2022, 300,000 per month. Then fast forward a year plus change, year and a half, 482. And then you'll see he's now operating at 1.1 million per month and 8.7 in the full year of 2023. But how did he get here? So I looked at Founder OS. This is just based on pricing of what he was talking about with Ollie. You'll see that he has 5 different school communities. Founder OS is 5K because that's what he was recommending. Then it moves up to Founder OS Plus and then Mastermind. I made these numbers up, but if you just listen to what he talks about with Ollie, there's different levels where you can level up your revenue timeline. And he runs everything through his sales team. There's no self-checkout anymore, no automated purchases. There used to be. So Matt has outsourced sales calls, operations, student support, content creation, and community management. The thing that I wanted to end with is how I would go about doing things differently. So I know I'm not Matt Gray, but I do have some strategies that I think could actually 2 to 3x his business. There's a couple things. On LinkedIn Sales Navigator, there's 170,000 founders in the US. I would change the content strategy. He has long form text copy, and then it's a handwritten piece that gets a ton of engagement, which is great. But why not actually take a story of one of your founders and turn that into a compelling carousel? Then I'd break open this Founder OS framework. So document the journey, right, of all these people like we've been talking about, show behind the scenes, their challenges, how it solved them. I'd even potentially add in podcast and interview them and use videos and shorts of Matt talking to the founder about why this works so well. Imagine doing this in a much smaller scale, build out a content funnel and proactively pull people in and contact them with messaging that resonates based on what you've been talking about. That's, to me, the biggest delta change and could easily 2 to 3x pipeline for Matt. So let's talk about how you can copy and paste all of this to find success just like Matt did. First of all, you need to change your mindset. You can't use the words can't. Write down each of these things. I can't charge that much. I need more followers first. Nobody will pay premium prices. Write that down, challenge it, because these are just fears disguised as facts like Matt talks about. Second thing is your energy system. When you are feeling one of these, then do the thing. When I feel stress rising, I do my deep breaths. And when I'm feeling stuck, I do call a friend. And when I have low energy, I go outside and I walk around the house. Focus on building your energy system. Then create this content machine. Write a long form post, make it clear, and then you can transition it into these carousels, infographics, handwritten notes. But I would start with just text. From there, just keep giving for free. So just continue to provide value and you'll continue to get things back. And build a community, right? You need to figure out your community, which can be a few friends that are doing something similar, but start on one platform, build connections with people, and you're gonna be able to win this game. So click the link below to join the Creator Attention newsletter where I break down a creator every Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.